Hey, what's up guys, it's Matt with the Movement System. In this video, we're about to check out the one of one in the world elite performance facility that is for training spike ball athletes. No, I'm just kidding. This is a really high level performance facility with force plates in the ground, more force plates and motion tracking in a different way than any other place in the world. So let's go check it out.
Today, I'm gonna talk to 4 really smart people, Melissa, Trent, Spencer, and Brielle. And my goal today is to learn about 3 different things. Number 1 is the court full of 3D force plates. Number 2, motion capture technology in a natural environment. And number 3 is NOAA shot tracking technology. This is a really cool day of testing with some of the top high school athletes in the country, 4-star, 5-star athletes. I'm excited to give you guys a little behind the scenes of what's going on here. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Name again?
Melissa Boswell.
And what's your role here?
My role is a VP of Science and Research.
With this being like one of one, what's different about this place than other places?
A lot, but I think one of my favorite things or ways that it's different is that athletes can actually just play their sport as they naturally would. We're not attaching anything to them. Everything, the force plates are all built under the ground. So athletes come in here and they just play like they normally do. They turn up the music, you know, they're having their practice, they're playing 3-on-3, 4-on-4, and we're able to actually capture forces and movement and biomechanics in a way that we never have before, anyone has before, in just a free state.
You're saying about the force plates?
Yeah, so under every panel out here is a triaxial force plate. Over the force plate is actually a cement block where we do NASCAR pit stops underneath of the court. We pull the court up, we can put the court down then, and every wood panel is then fit over every force plate. We have a total of 87 force plates under there, so it takes up a big space and allows athletes to move more freely around the ground and play their sport.
Nice. So how is it going to pick up like a whole 4v4 game? Like what's the data going to look like for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we can capture any forces, any movements that are happening on the ground. But because we have a series of small force plates and bigger force plates, when we have the areas with smaller force plates, it can do a better job of being able to actually separate out each player. So we can tell individually where each player is standing. But we can also use other sensors around the lab to be able to tell who is who. So we have cameras that track all of the, so all around there. We have some mid-level cameras down there. So we have over 44 cameras, I think, at this point that actually track the locations of the players, the athletes' joints as they're moving around.
I'm Trent Reeves.
All right, and what's your role here?
I'm a director of biomechanics at Gibbs Human Performance Institute.
Okay, what does director of biomechanics do?
Manages all of this. Okay, so we've, over the last year, we've built this place from the ground up. So beneath the floor here is concrete. And the original goal of this place is to be able to drive a race car in, stop on force plates, do a full pit stop, and get kinetics and kinematics from every athlete in the space.
So what's the vision for this? Like, what is this institute going to be able to provide that you can't really get anywhere else as an athlete?
I think the ecologically valid piece of it. So generally in biomechanics labs, you go in, you test on 2 force plates, you do a counter movement jump and get a report on how you move. There's a lot of data in biomechanics there, but it hasn't really been done on the big data scale. And so our goal is to make this place as sporting-like as possible. So we want to be as versatile as possible as well. So we have that concrete, we have our hardwood court, and we hope to move into turf. And my boss's moonshot project is synthetic ice, but I want to get this down before we move on to that. So the goal is to be able to just capture data that no one else in the world can capture because of the scale of the technology that we're using.
This force plate technology is truly one of one in world class. To give you some perspective, having a basic set of balled force plates like the ones we train with at Motion is something that only professional, college teams, and some very high-level private training facilities have access to. And those force plates are only one-dimensional, tracking vertical forces through isometrics and vertically oriented jumps. One level beyond this would be 3-dimensional force plates that get multi-directional forces, but these are often in a lab and they require biomarkers, and they still require the athletes to precisely jump onto a relatively small force plate. The Gibbs Institute having 3D force plates built into the court and having so so many that athletes don't need to aim for a specific location makes this really next level. It's allowing them to collect data in a natural basketball environment in a way that's never been done before. This, combined with AI and machine learning from really smart people like Melissa and Trent, is going to pioneer a new wave of sports science research and understanding of sports biomechanics.
This onto their belt loop, so that way we can see where they're moving around the court. We can also see how fast they're moving, so how often they're sprinting during the game, and we can also tell like jumps. So basically another way to kind of see acceleration and the way that they're moving throughout the game. And then we have heart rate sensors that are linked to each chip. So then that's another way to approximate like how hard they're working, or basically their external load throughout the play session.
So you're getting data in real time?
Oh, yes. So these are from the heart rate monitors that we showed you, what's on their arms. And then, so we get their heart rate, percentage of max heart rate, and then their recovery rate. And then from the Connexon chips, we can see
that's really
how
cool.
they're moving around the court. And like we said, we can calculate change of direction, acceleration, exertion. Yeah, so it's really cool. We get this data live, and then we can pull it after their session and kind of build reports for each player individually.
This motion capture technology is cool. The dozens of motion capture cameras in the ceiling capture data on the biomechanical movements of players during training and during games. Motion capture high frame video creates computer vision algorithms that can be used to identify a person's joints as well as the ball at 250 plus frames per second. This information allows coaches and analysts to understand how athletes are moving and do more complex analysis and modeling.
What's your name again?
My name is Spencer.
All right. And what is the deal with the shot tracking that we're seeing here?
Yeah, this is our partnership with NOAA Shot Tracking, and what it does is it kind of tracks the shot from anywhere on the court from every different player. And what it does is it looks at your shots, including how far to the left or to the right your shot is, the depth of the shot, whether you're long or short, and then the arc of the shot. And what you can kind of see on it is there's a splash zone, which is kind of the ideal window for your shot. And if you're in that splash zone, you have a really high likelihood of making your shot. And it tracks something called the perfect shot, which is the best shot you can have. And those are pretty rare, but when they happen, it's really crisp, goes through the net. It also kind of tracks where on the hoop the shots are, so you can kind of see a splash map of where all the shots in a training session are going, and just tracks all the different stats of the shots across a training session. So it's useful information, and it tracks it live in real time, and then we can go back after the fact and kind of look at all the different stats, whether you were too far to the left, too far to the right.
NOAA shot capturing technology is used by 28 NBA teams and 200 plus NCAA programs, as well as over 1,000 high school programs. NOAA captures and analyzes key shooting metrics to help you shoot more consistently and win more games. This includes advanced shot tracking, tracking the arc, depth, and left-right balance of shots. It also can give you instant verbal feedback and help identify shooting trends and tendencies that you may fall into in different parts of your practice or games. This can help you build muscle memory, and also it can help you track games to see which tendencies your players have in terms of shooting in different portions of the game.
So what is the perfect shot again?
So a perfect shot is an arc of 45, depth of 11, and then left and right 0.
What does depth mean? Like,
it means like how far or short, how long or short you are. So if you were to airball, the depth is going to be really to low.
so if it's 11 depth, does that mean it's hitting like the back of the rim and going down, or is it going?
Yeah, it means it's hitting like kind of right in the center, just off center of the hoop, where they found like the perfect entry for the shot.
I guess that makes sense. The most amount of space around,
Yeah,
the ball.
exactly.
It was really cool to be able to see the Gibbs Institute for the first time, and I'm actually really excited because there's going to be a partnership between Motion, where my athletes train, and the Gibbs Performance Institute. So I may actually have the opportunity to take some of my athletes over to Gibbs and get some data from them in this really high level way. I'm going to leave a link in the description below to the Gibbs Performance Institute Instagram page. They just started that, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to share there. So if you want to learn more from them, then go ahead and follow that. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.